Ayan and Rakesh and Ayan, if you can't switch on your cameras, you may leave the class. Ayan
Ma'am, just a
and
second.
yeah. Let me know in the chat box who are the students whose camera is not on because I'll have to see. Okay, I can see everyone now. Yes. So Sakshi, Madhav, Ritvik. Okay, the ones who are not comfortable with their cameras on may leave. Let's start with the question. Yes, fast, fast. Okay, so this is a question again on one of the applications of time value of money. So Mr. X has rented out a portion of his house for 4 years at an annual rent of 4,000, sorry, 6,000, with the stipulation that the rent will increase by 10% every year. So, which is normally the stipulation in every rental deed, that after a point of time, which is generally 1 year, it can again extend depending on the contract terms. Here it is increasing by 10% per year. Also, please note this is annual rent. If the required rate of return is 15%, what is the present value of the expected series of rent? Now, one thing to be noted here is that you have two types of percentages in this question. One is the increase in the annual rate, and the second is the required rate of return. When we are calculating the time value of money, be it discounting, be it compounding, we are calculating the time value of money at the required rate of return. So, when you are discounting or compounding, depending on what is being asked in the question, you will be using the required rate of return. So, let's see how to proceed with this question. So year 1, 2, 3, and 4. You need to calculate the cash inflows or the rent to be paid. Now here you start with 6,000 in the first year, and this will increase by 10%. So which means 6,600 will be the rent in the second year. Okay. The simple point, you will keep adding 10% to the previous rent. So after that you will add 660, so that makes 7260. Okay, and then in the last year we add 726, so that becomes 7986. If I make any calculation mistake, please let me know. So this will be the rent flow for the 4 years. What you need now is the present value factor at the rate 15%. So you will take up the table values PVIF table because you have unequal cash flows. So now I am just for your convenience, I am writing down the PVIF values here. 0.870 Okay, good. Aman has calculated. Rest of you also simply multiply and add up the values. See what is the answer coming to. Vansh, why have you logged in from two devices? Vamini also.
No, actually, I'm using a separate device.
For the question.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you please put your answers in the chat box. Vinay, your camera is not on. Switch on your camera. Siddhant. Okay, so 1940. Yes, any other value anyone is getting? Just multiply and sum it up. You get the present value of all the rental flows. 19554. Yes. That is the closest value. Please check. I think if there is any minor difference, it will be because of the table value you are using. Rounding off might bring in a difference of 10-20 rupees. The answer as per the book also is 19,555. So in this question, you were directly asked to calculate the present value. So which means that the present value discounting technique has been used. Also, you can see that the cash flows are unequal. So we use the PVIF technique table here. Okay, I hope this is clear. We move to some more questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, before that, let's take this question first. Assume that a deposit is to be made at year zero into an account that will earn 8% compounded annually. It is desired to withdraw 5,000 3 years from now and 7,000 6 years from now. What is the size of the year zero deposit that will produce these future payments? So first, let's try to simplify the question. In the question, you are making a deposit at 0 point of time at the rate 8% compounded annually. So the rate of interest is being offered annually on this deposit. Now, 3 years down the line, that is at the end of the third year, you want to withdraw 5,000 while at the end of the sixth year you want to withdraw 7,000. So you need to calculate how much amount should be deposited today at 0 point of time that can enable these two withdrawals in the future. So when you are asked to calculate the 0 year deposit, again the question is on present value or the discounting technique. Also, what we see is that we have two cash flows which are unequal in value. So we will be using the PVIF or the PVF table. Both are the same thing. It's only used in the table you are accessing. So present value interest factor table will be used. 0 year deposit should be the sum total of the present value of these two amounts.
Ma'am, can you repeat why we are using PVIF?
Because you have two cash flows which are unequal in their value. When you have equal cash flows over a period of time, you use the annuity table. When you have a single cash flow or unequal cash flows, you use present value interest factor or PVF table. Now the year zero deposit will be the PVF. So this is 8% and we go back 3 years. So see what is the answer coming to. I'll also check the answer from the book. Yes, put the answers in the chat box. Yes, so the answer is, or if you have solved it correctly, 8,340. So if you deposit 8340 today, then at 8% annual compounding, you will be able to get 5,000 at the end of third year and 7,000 at the end of sixth year from now. Now we come to another question. Mr. X wants to purchase a house for rupees 50 lakh. He is planning to pay a down payment of 10 lakh out of his resources, while the remaining amount needs to be borrowed from a housing finance company at 10% per annum. The loan is to be repaid in 15 equal installments beginning after 2 years from now. So you need to find out the amount of annual installments to repay the loan. Now, this is a very common technique or plan offered by banks to the house owners or home loan takers, that they needn't pay any EMI in a few years starting from the time period when the loan has been taken. So, for 1 year, for 2 years, there won't be any EMI. Now, is the bank offering that amount for free in these 2 years? When the bank says no EMI for 2 years, is the bank offering you that amount for free?
No,
Yes?
ma'am.
No, obviously not. The bank will be charging you interest, and this interest will be added to the EMIs once the EMI start from, say, in our question, after 2 years when the EMI start, then this 2 year interest will also be added in the outstanding amount. Okay. So first thing to be very clear in this question is that for 2 years initially, for which no EMI is being charged, you still need to calculate the interest for these 2 years and add it to the outstanding amount. Okay, so let's start with the question. It will be more clear. I'll try to simplify the explanation. Step 1 is to calculate the amount of loan. So we need to calculate how much loan, calculation of amount of the loan. So first thing, the cost price of the house is rupees 50 lakh. While the down payment, that is the upfront payment that is being made, is 10 lakh rupees. Now 40 lakh is the amount of loan that you are starting with, but you also need to add another 10% for 2 years before you start with the EMIs. So what we need to do is, for this 2 year interest, what I can do is I can calculate the future value of the loan. So okay, so through this timeline, I will try explaining you what is asked in the question. 0 point of time pay loan at time period 0 is 40 lakh. तो आपने EMI स्टार्ट करनी है वो सेकेंड ईयर ऑनवर्ड स्टार्ट करनी है. इसका मतलब पहले आपको इस लोन अमाउंट की सेकेंड ईयर के एंड पर वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करनी पड़ेगी, और फिर जो आने वाले 15 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स होंगे, देयर प्रेजेंट वैल्यू शुड बी इक्वल टू दिस अमाउंट. लेट मी ऐड अनदर ब्लैंक पेज हियर. Okay, so one thing is I need to calculate the amount of outstanding loan at the end of the second year. Now this means I have to calculate the future amount. I hope यहाँ तक सबको clear है. अगर outstanding amount of loan calculate करनी है at the end of second year, this means I am calculating the future value of 40 lakh rupees. ठीक है? Yes or no? 40 लाख रुपीस की आपने फ्यूचर वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करनी है और उसमें इंटरेस्ट कितना चार्ज हो रहा है 10% पर एनम. इसका मतलब आउटस्टैंडिंग लोन एट द एंड ऑफ सेकेंड ईयर विल बी 40 लाख %10 है फॉर 2 years. और अगर आप फॉर्मूला यूज करके करते हैं तो हम ऐसे लिखते हैं इसको 1 + 0.10 रेज़ टू द पावर. तो 2 years के लिए आप इंटरेस्ट पे कर रहे हो. यहाँ पर फ्यूचर वैल्यू के लिए मैंने CVF टेबल क्यों यूज करा है? बिकॉज वी हैव अ सिंगल अमाउंट. Because we have a single amount, so we will be using the compound value factor table. आप ऐसे कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो या आप 2 years के लिए इंटरेस्ट ऐड कर सकते हो. You will get the value of loan outstanding at the end of the second year. First calculate this amount and then we'll proceed with the explanation. So it is coming to 48,40,000. इसका मतलब अब जो 15 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स जानी है उनके लिए प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट है 48,40,000. Any doubt, any question till here? You can please ask. Okay, now if 15 installments need to be paid, then the present value of these 15 installments should be equal to which amount? 40 lakh or 48,40,000? आपने 15 इंस्टॉलमेंट पे करनी है. अब आज की डेट में इन 15 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स की वैल्यू कौन सी अमाउंट के इक्वल होनी चाहिए? 40 लाख के कि 48,40,000?
48.
यस, 48,40,000 के इक्वल होनी चाहिए. तो आप क्या करोगे? आप and these installments will be equal. So the present value of all these installments, add them up and you should get 48,40,000. This is the amount of outstanding loan with the interest element. So how do I write this? 48,40,000 should be equal to PVAF, because we have equal installments, 15 in number, at the rate 10% into the इंस्टॉलमेंट अमाउंट. ऐसे करके लिख लेते हैं इंस्टॉलमेंट. बस अब आप कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो व्हाट शुड बी द अमाउंट ऑफ ईच इंस्टॉलमेंट. I repeat, this is a bit higher level question. You are not paying any interest for 2 years, so I need to calculate the amount of outstanding loan at the end of second year. सेकेंड ईयर से स्टार्ट करके आगे आपने 15 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स पे करनी है. तो विच मीन्स दैट यू आर एक्चुअली गोइंग डाउन टिल द 17th ईयर. टिल द 17th ईयर. सो ये 15 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स की जो प्रेजेंट वैल्यू है दैट शुड बी इक्वल टू 48,40,000, बिकॉज यू आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द एंड ऑफ द सेकेंड ईयर. N will be taken as 15 because N is not the time period, it is basically the number of periods, not the number of years. आपके यहाँ पे एनुअल इंस्टॉलमेंट है तो नंबर ऑफ पीरियड्स इज इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ ईयर्स, बट the rule is that it stands for the number of periods for which the compounding is done. तो हमारी 15 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स हैं तो कंपाउंडिंग ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भी 15 बारी होता है, तो n हम 15 लेते हैं. Always take n as the number of periods or number of installments, as in case of this question. It does not matter that the installment starts second year from now. जैसे कल मैंने आपको स्कॉलरशिप का क्वेश्चन करवाया था, उसमें भी एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम के बाद इंस्टॉलमेंट शुरू हो रही थी, बट वी टेक n to be the number of installments, the number of periods. So the answer, yes, rest of you also share your answer in the chat box so that this can be verified. $63,000. Point 3. If there's any doubt, any question, you can ask. Most probably Monday I'll wind up this unit, and next week I'll give you 2-3 days to prepare. Next week Friday we will have the first internal assessment from unit 1. So who are the CRs of the class? Pavan. And who else?
Yes, ma'am. Pawan.
Pavan, and who's the second CR?
Ma'am Nancy.
So if they are here, please post on the class group. नहीं तो अमान आप मैसेज डाल देना क्लास ग्रुप में. फर्स्ट इंटरनल नेक्स्ट फ्राइडे, डेट देख के at 10:30 from unit 1.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So this is clear. We move to the next question. This question, try attempting now on your own. So try attempting and put the answer in the chat box. Mukul, 3 decimal places, maximum 4 decimal places are enough. Start attempting the question. Harsh is here. Harsh. Not here. Yes, Harsh, unmute yourself. अनम्यूट तो करो, अब माइक नहीं चल रहा होगा. आई एम यूजिंग माई मोबाइल डेटा, तो उसमें अनम्यूट का ऑप्शन तो होता है. अनम्यूट में भी डेटा कंजम्पशन बढ़ जाएगी. Is that the case? Okay. बहुत अच्छी रीजनिंग होती है. यस, गौरव. गौरव इज हेयर. आप चैट में ही डालो. हर्ष, आर यू सॉल्विंग द क्वेश्चन? अमन बेटा, 2,32,000. 1 लाख. हाँ हाँ, यू आर मेकिंग सम मिस्टेक, प्लीज चेक. वेरी गुड. सो मुकुल हैज सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन. मुकुल, कैसे सॉल्व करा है क्वेश्चन? अनम्यूट मुकुल. आई कांट सी यू. हाँ बेटा, कैमरा ऑन करो आप अपना. So I have to pin each student only, then can I see everyone. हाँ जी मुकुल, कैसे सॉल्व करा, एक्सप्लेन करो बेटा.
मैं वो पिछले वाला फॉर्मूले लगा के शुरू किया था.
हाँ, आपकी वॉइस नहीं क्लियर है.
वो पिछले वाला फॉर्मूला लगा के शुरू किया था. दैट इज इक्वल टू पीवीएफ टेबल में वो फाइंड कर लिया 15 इयर्स 10% की, और इंस्टॉलमेंट से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया.
ठीक है, ठीक है. इंस्टॉलमेंट की वैल्यू आपने कैलकुलेट करी है. पीवीएफ टेबल आपने यूज करा है. यस. सिद्धांत. ओके, थैंक यू मुकुल. सिद्धांत, आप बताओ बेटा, how did you solve? Vamini, please check your answer. If 1 lakh is deposited, बेटा 15 years में आप हर ईयर 54,000 विड्रॉ नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि आपका डिपॉजिट ही 1 लाख का है. Anyone who would try to explain how we are solving?
Ma'am, this was like a direct question. We did not have to solve it for 15 years and then.
नहीं नहीं बेटा, नहीं. आप क्वेश्चन पहले अच्छे से रीड करो. आज मैं 1 लाख रुपीस डिपॉजिट कर रही हूँ. आने वाले 15 इयर्स में इस डिपॉजिट से मैं कितना पैसा हर ईयर विड्रॉ कर सकती हूँ. जैसे जनरली जो हम सेविंग्स करते हैं, और वहां पर हमें जो हम कहते हैं कि जो इन्वेस्टर्स होते हैं इन दी लेटर स्टेजेस ऑफ देयर लाइफ, या किसी का पेंशन फंड है, कोई सेविंग्स है, उसी से वो अपना खर्चा चलाना चाहते हैं. So they want that they should be able to make some continuous withdrawals from the deposit. So today I am depositing 1 lakh. Now I want that for the coming 15 years I should be able to withdraw some equal amount from this deposit made. तो अब ना सिर्फ 1 लाख आप विड्रॉ करोगे, पर उस पे जो इंटरेस्ट आप अर्न कर रहे हो, जो भी रिमेनिंग अमाउंट है आपके डिपॉजिट पे, वो पैसा भी आप विड्रॉ कर सकते हो. ठीक है. तो इसका मतलब सिंपल टर्म्स में क्या है कि आने वाले 15 इयर्स में जो भी इंस्टॉलमेंट्स होंगी, सो यू आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द एंड ऑफ द फर्स्ट ईयर एंड यू आर मूविंग बेसिकली टू द एंड ऑफ द 15th ईयर, या उसको 16th ईयर ऐसे करके काउंट करोगे. तो 16 काउंट कर लो, तब 15 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स बनेंगी. जस्ट चेक 15 पे बनेंगी. फर्स्ट से अगर स्टार्ट करते हैं 1, ये 15th पे ही बनेगी. So at the end of 15th year, you will be making the last installment. Now the present value of all these installments will be equal to 1 lakh rupees. That is the explanation behind the question. So present value, that is 1 lakh, is equal to the present value of the coming 15 installments, 15 withdrawals from the account. So I'm writing here installment, and since these will be equal installments, you see the present value annuity factor table. Okay. So your installment amount is coming to 13,147, as all of you have got. So this is how this question is solved.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
हाँ जी प्रणव.
मैम अगर हम 1 लाख को फ्यूचर वैल्यू से मतलब 10% 15 इयर्स का फ्यूचर वैल्यू से
ईयर के एंड में. हाँ.
मैम फ्यूचर वैल्यूज की अराउंड 4,17,000 आ जाएगी. फिर उसको 15 इयर्स में डिवाइड कर दें तो
ऐसे डिवाइड नहीं होगा ना. आप पहले तो कॉन्सेप्ट ये समझो कि जो भी रिमेनिंग अकाउंट, जैसे आपने पहली इंस्टॉलमेंट विड्रॉ करी, तो अब जो बची हुई 14 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स हैं उनमें आउटस्टैंडिंग इंटरेस्ट भी तो ऐड होगा ना. जो आउटस्टैंडिंग अमाउंट पे इंटरेस्ट है वो भी ऐड होगा. तो आप इसको डिवाइड नहीं करोगे. अगर आपने कंपाउंडिंग से क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना है तो पहले आपने 4,70,000 जितनी भी यहाँ पर फ्यूचर वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करी है, अब ये फ्यूचर वैल्यू विल बी इक्वल टू द फ्यूचर वैल्यू ऑफ ऑल द इंस्टॉलमेंट्स. सो आई विल बी यूजिंग द CVAF टेबल इनटू द इंस्टॉलमेंट अमाउंट. तो अब ये 10% फॉर 15 पीरियड्स ऐसे करके करोगे आप.
ओके मैम.
Don't get confused. Tanya, did you understand the first explanation of present value?
Ma'am, actually I did the second method only, but now like the previous, why will we use that and how, well, I didn't get the reason.
Just raise your volume. You didn't get the explanation of the second method we are using.
Ma'am, actually I did the second method only at first, but I
Yes.
didn't get the reasoning, the outstanding one, the reasoning you told.
Beta, 1 lakh is the amount today which is deposited. If you are using compounding to solve this question, you will need to calculate the future value of this 1 lakh first.
Okay.
Is this making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then the 15 withdrawals you are making, their future value should also be equal to the 4,70,000 जितनी भी आपने future value calculate करी है. But that again makes things more complex. Stick to the first explanation. That is more easier to comprehend.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, तो 0 point of time पे 1 लाख डिपॉजिट करा है. आगे जितने भी विड्रॉल्स होंगे उन सब की आज की डेट में प्रेजेंट वैल्यू शुड बी इक्वल टू दिस 1 लाख. That's more easier.
I'm getting confused in deciding which table value to use. I'm often confusing one with another.
No, don't get confused. That is the reason I am repeating the explanation again and again. जब भी आप future amount की आज की डेट में वैल्यू देखना चाहते हो उसको हम कहते हैं डिस्काउंटिंग. सो लाइक इन दिस केस आपके विड्रॉल्स तो आगे फ्यूचर में होने हैं, पर उन विड्रॉल्स की अगर आज की डेट में वैल्यू देखनी है, 0 पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पर आना है, फ्यूचर से प्रेजेंट पर आना है, तो आप डिस्काउंटिंग करते हो. उसके लिए हम प्रेजेंट वैल्यू टेबल्स देखते हैं. पर अगर प्रेजेंट से हम फ्यूचर वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करना चाह रहे हैं, प्रेजेंट से फ्यूचर पे जा रहे हो, तो वो हम कंपाउंडिंग करते हैं और उसके लिए हम कंपाउंडिंग वैल्यू टेबल या फ्यूचर वैल्यू टेबल देखते हैं.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Please keep revising what is being done in the class. It is a bit confusing. You're doing this concept for the first time, but the more you practice, the more clear you would be, and then you will actually be enjoying solving these questions. जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट हम लोग करते हैं उनमें हम ये कंसिडरेशंस करते हैं, जैसे जो हम क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहे हैं एक्चुअल में प्रैक्टिकल ईएमआईज ऐसे ही कैलकुलेट होती हैं. Okay, this is similar to the question we already did. Okay, this question I'll read it. थोड़ा सा I think legible ज़्यादा नहीं होगा. Now, Mr. X has got a huge amount of his salary arrears. He wants to invest some of this arrears for purpose of higher studies of his children. He requires 1,50,000 for his son and 1,70,000 for his daughter. तो सन के लिए जो पैसा चाहिए हायर स्टडीज के लिए that is 1,50,000 and for daughter it is 1,70,000. Now there is a difference in the amounts and there is also a difference in the time period after which this money is required. For son the money is required after 5 years, while for daughter the money is required after 7 years. You need to find out the amount of deposit that will give these future cash flows at the rate 10% per annum. तो सिमिलर क्वेश्चन हमने करा भी है. 0 ईयर पर क्या डिपॉजिट होना चाहिए कि 5 इयर्स के बाद 1,50,000 मिल जाए और 7 इयर्स के बाद 1,70,000. Actually, when you go to some investment advisor, they ask you for your investment objective. कि कितने साल बाद आपको क्या लगता है कि आपको कितनी अमाउंट चाहिए होगी. हम अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट गोल्स ऐसे ही प्लान करते हैं. जो हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट बेसिकली पोर्टफोलियो होता है वो हमारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स पे बेस्ड होता है. तो से मुझे अपने चिल्ड्रन की एजुकेशन के लिए, आगे उनके करियर के लिए, उनकी मैरिज के लिए पैसे सेव करने. सो दैट rough amount is considered when today I am deciding, say for example I am going for some mutual fund investment. So they'll give me an idea that in how many years will my SIP or systematic investment plan grow to the required amount. तो वो सब calculation में, सब planning में this is involved. The time value of money is involved. Similarly, when you are depositing money, say in your savings account, then an idea is given that how this money will grow to a targeted amount in the future. या एफडी जो आप लेते हो टैक्स एडजस्ट करके, एक आपको आइडिया होता है कि इतने ईयर्स के बाद ये एफडी से मुझे इतना पैसा मिल जाएगा. तो ऐसे करके आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान होती है. दो वील डू ऑल दिस इन डिटेल in the third year, but for the time being understand that time value as a concept is very very important because the required rate of return is actually factoring the inflation also. So what is the expected inflation for the coming time period? तो वो सब फैक्टर करके आपको आइडिया मिल जाता है कि आपके जो अमाउंट ऑफ मनी आपके हैंड में है उसकी क्या ट्रू वर्थ है. So here after 5 years 1,50,000 and after 7 years 1,70,000 is required. You need to know how much amount should be deposited today. So since you are talking about 0 point of time, this question is on discounting. This deposit sum will be equal to the present value of 1,50,000 plus the present value of 1,70,000. So this is coming to 1,80,375. Okay, rest of you also check. We will stop here. Puniti, you can stop the recording. If there's any question, any doubt, anyone in any of the questions we have covered today, you can ask me.